glad to hear. Drink a good deal of it, make a good meal of it, stick to your old-fashioned beer. Now don't be afraid of it, drink till you're made of it. Now all together a cheer.
Okay, hi friends, it's Mark McDermott once again, your one-take beer reviewer. Actually, I am going to confess this is my second take on this beer because I spent several minutes talking about how it was a great example of a Mexican beer that preserved the Vienna lager style and found out it's a regular light lager. So the beer today is Bohemia Classica. Try to zoom in a little bit on that, from Mexico. This was a beer that was sent to me by the beer's importer. So yes, I am going to probably be a little nicer to it, but it's one part of the beer writer reviewer's credo to never turn down a free beer. Besides, I've had some in a Mexican restaurant that was a little older, so we're going to see what this comes up with now. This is part of an interesting tradition of Mexican beer that does hold to a German lagering and brewing tradition. It can be traced back to the fact that there was a large contingent of landed former nobility that settled in Mexico after people with titles became a little less popular in America, and they formed a monarchist corps that pretty much invited Napoleon III to send over Maximilian of Austria to conquer Mexico, which lasted about, I think, a year or two before he got caught in front of a firing squad, but all part of the European tradition that has resulted in German-style beer still being very popular in Mexico, and other niceties like oompa bands in some forms of Mexican music, and the fact that one of their most beloved artists has the Spanish-sounding name of Frida Kahlo. But anyway, Bohemia, in fact, they are coming out with some new packaging to honor Frida Kahlo. I'll have a little picture of that in an insert here. But this is a light lager in the Mexican style, and for those of you who collect bottle caps or crowns, I took the liberty of peeling the foil off of this one because usually you don't expect a foil covered cap to have a design on it, but this does have a nice little, if I can get a little closer to that, it has a nice little picture of Montezuma, their logo, on the top, so that's a nice little bonus there. We're going to pop one of these open. So we now know it's a Mexican light lager in the German style, so we'll pick our St. Pauli Girl glass to taste this one in. Now I've had these bottles for, well, a couple months. This one's been in the fridge for over a month, so it's probably not too far removed from the way you would find it at the store, and they are making a big push to get into more regular retail stores outside of the Latin markets. In this case, this pours a pretty big foamy head. I think there was a little dirt in this glass before this, but underneath is a pale, regular beer-type body. And the smell, sometimes, the first time I tried this before, I thought it was all malt. Now I may be picking up a little bit of corn adjunct, but it's not too hard to mess up the appearance of a beer, and this one is looking pretty good. Being sold in a brown bottle, which helps keep out the skunky ultraviolet light that ruins every single Corona that ever comes to you in a bottle, is an advantage. Very light in malt, as would be expected. It is, after all, a beer for a warmer climate, and it has been going down pretty well this summer. I sometimes pick up a little bit of corn to it, but not enough to make it overly sweet. And just a touch of a little peppery German hop to it. Not enough that you're going to mistake this for anything like a Budvar or something like that, but still It's a pretty solid malty, if not all malt, lager. A light lager from Mexico, and that is a country that has been building up a craft beer scene. So I think all the brewers there who are making the gigantic batches of light lagers might be looking toward some more craft styles. I have had some fine Mexican pale ales, and so I think that's a scene that's going to be bursting open pretty soon. But for now, this is probably as nice a beer as you can get. There are a couple other Mexican light beers that I do find myself liking, and this is one of them.
Drink a good deal of it, make a good meal of it, stick to your old-fashioned beer. Now don't be afraid of it.